What's up, guys? Welcome to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. This is your boy Seb, and in this video we're going to be talking about breaking down and giving out a prediction for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios WBC World Welterweight Title fight. Now, as of right now, I don't know where it's going to be taking place, but this is amazing. I am thankful for having Manny Pacquiao come back in the welterweight picture, because to be quite frank with you, the welterweight division is kind of slow right now. We don't have too many interesting characters. However, we do have the emergence of Jerome Boots Ennis, which is nice. However, I'm not going to be complaining and moaning about Manny Pacquiao getting a title shot, because it's fair. This is fair, okay? I don't care how long Manny Pacquiao stays out of the ring, okay? Whenever and if he decides to come back, he should get whatever the fuck he wants. Because he's one of the best fighters to ever do it. And nobody has a resume like the one he has. Or at least very few people do. And you can't possibly... What else does he have to do to prove himself in the sport? He's done everything. What is he, like a 8th division world champion or something stupid like that? I mean, I don't have an issue with him getting a title shot on his first fight back in, what is it, like 3 years or something like that? Not to mention, that's always the way it's been since the beginning of time. I'll give you a quick example. When Oscar De La Hoya, who, is a good fighter and all, I'm just using this situation as an example. When Oscar De La Hoya got knocked out by Bernard Hopkins, he took something like a 2.5-year layoff. When he decided to come back, he was automatically reinstated as the #1 contender for the WBC Super Welterweight World Title, who at the time was held by Ricardo Mayorga. And Ricardo Mayorga's first defense of that WBC title was against Oscar De La Hoya. I don't have an issue with that either. At the end of the day, Oscar was the WBC champion at that weight class just a few years before. Guys with names and a lot of accomplishments, that's what is expected and should be expected. Now, Manny Pacquiao was a quick, fast southpaw. He was about 5'5.5", so very short for the welterweight division. But the key to Pacquiao is his legs. Very good in and out movement, side to side, in and out. Very explosive. He could cut distance between him and the opponent very quickly. And he has a hell of a left hand. Hell of a straight left hand, who he manages to hit everybody with consistently. Just look at all of his fights. The De La Hoya fight is a good example of that. Now, Some of his best wins include, Eric Morales, 2 times, Marco Antonio Barrera, 2 times, Juan Manuel Marquez, fought him like 4 times, 5 times, something like that. Almost killed Ricky Hatton. Put on a superhuman-like performance against Miguel Cotto. I personally thought he was gonna lose that fight. I thought Miguel Cotto was gonna pull off the win because he was the real welterweight. The De La Hoya fight, obviously everybody thought Oscar was gonna win. So the man has accomplished everything. Eventually went up to catch weight of 151 and fought for a super welterweight world title against Antonio Margarito. And despite being almost half the size, almost beat him to death. Changed his face around forever. He broke his orbital bone. So, Manny Pacquiao is the kind of fighter that comes around once every lifetime. Or something like that. Obviously, he's at a very advanced age right now. But last time I saw him in a real sanctioned fight against Ugas, he definitely looked very diminished. But I personally think he won that fight. He pulled off a great win against Keith Thurman. I believe he was 41 years old at the time when he fought Keith Thurman. Put on a great performance. What else can I say, man? One of the best careers ever in the sport. Now, with Mario Barrios, we got a much different situation. He's a young fighter, or young-ish. I believe he's around 29, 30 years old right now. He started out at the lighter weights, but make no mistake, he is a true welterweight right now, Mario Barrios. I believe he fights out of the regular stance, and he is very basic, likes to work off the jab. He moves around the ring a little bit, uses a little bit lateral movement, but kind of slow with the feet. He has average power. He doesn't have devastating power or anything like that. He lost to Tank Davis by knockout at 140. Although I did hear that there was a rehydration clause in that fight later on, and that was his last fight at 140. And to his credit, he has looked much better at 147. He became champion by definitively beating Ugas. He looked good in that fight. However, he didn't look good in his last fight. He's heavy on his front foot, but he doesn't throw a lot of volume, and he's like I said, he doesn't have devastating power. It's just decent. And he's easy to hit. He doesn't have head movement. He likes to just keep his hands up and muffle up or whatever. He doesn't throw, the jab is decent, but he doesn't throw it nearly as enough. Again, not the worst fighter, but I don't think of him as world class. So on to the prediction. Now, if Manny Pacquiao has anything left, if Manny Pacquiao is even 70% of what he once was, he should whitewash Barrios. Because I don't think he should have any issue hitting him over and over again with that straight left hand. However, at this advanced age, you never know how things are going to be. He hasn't fought in a few years, so there's a chance of him being greatly diminished at this point. Time will tell. If that's the case, obviously, it's not going to be a surprise if he loses this fight. But like I said, I'm going to go with Manny Pacquiao, because if he's even 70% of what he once was, he should win. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. As always, y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all soon.